everyone, welcome to another video. So I have a setup where my monitor is in the direction I'm looking at, so if you see my eyes wandering in this direction, it's just because I'm just checking to make sure I'm in focus. I am currently testing out a different camera right now. I had a friend very graciously help me out by letting me borrow his camera and lens, see what I wanted to go for. So if the colors and the zoom and everything look kind of different, it is because I'm not using the camera I have been using, which has been in the process of slowly kicking the can. I did film one video, well no, I didn't film one video with this camera yesterday, and then because I have brain fog. I feel so stupid sometimes. Not even a month into 2024 and I think I'm already eligible for the Idiot Award. I recorded a video yesterday and I completely forgot to press the record button the entire time. So there is absolutely no footage, but I was using the Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer collection. I was so mad that I didn't even bother to take nice photos. I was so proud of the lip look that I did for it, and of course I have no footage of the entire thing. I do want to re-record it at some point, but thinking about it still makes me mad at myself. So, but anyways, I just finished using my Bobbi Brown under Vitamin Enriched Eye Base, which is this guy right here, and then I'm going to go in with my MAC Cosmetics Studio Radiance Primer. I'm gonna use the Bobbi Brown stick corrector today. I used it yesterday and I just feel like using it again today. I think Bobbi Brown discontinued their stick concealer and corrector products. I saw that they were like half off a little while back. Of course they did all sell out very quickly. I'm not so sure why that happened, because I swear didn't they just come out? Also, this here, I've been having ongoing cold sore flares, but instead of around my mouth, it actually happened up inside my nostrils, which hurt really bad, trust me. But as you can see, I love to pick my scabs, and so it just kind of keeps scabbing and healing and scabbing and healing. And so it looks a lot worse today, but it's getting a lot better. I've been getting cold sores like crazy lately. My immune system definitely has something wrong with it. So I'm going to use my Luna Lasting Tip Corrector. This is in the shade 0.7. I bought this long enough ago that it would not surprise me at all, given the way that Korean cosmetic cycles tend to work, that it's been renewed already. Because stuff in Korea does tend to get renewed, repackaged, reformulated, discontinued, or all three very often, which can really suck if you get super attached to something. I kind of left my nose bare today because my nose is a little bit dry, so I didn't want to like make my nose look cakey. I'm also going to go ahead and leave my forehead pretty blank because my bangs do need to be trimmed. With how dry my under eyes have been, I'm not really trying to get like uber coverage right now. I feel like my dark circles have also kind of been a little bit worse than usual lately, which wouldn't surprise me. I have been very fatigued. And then I'm going to use the AMELI baked powder, and the reason I'm using this is because I pulled this to use while all the rest of my makeup has been sanitized and cleaned and put to the side. My bonus room is currently my top priority with cleaning the house. I got most of the downstairs done, so now I'm doing the bonus room first and then I'll move on to the bedroom. And then I'll finally have my full makeup collection back, but until then, that's why you may have seen some of my favorite products vanish lately, especially my eye primers, because I made the mistake of cleaning all my eye primers and now I don't know where any of them are, except for my Jaclyn Hill one, so mistakes were definitely made. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my eye primer, which again, I'm just using this Jaclyn Cosmetics eye primer. I don't know if it's still available or not. Everything on her website and on Ulta is half off. If you want to fight for scraps, you can go ahead and do that. I didn't realize that the Mood Light Luminous Powder had a lighter shade. I thought Doomy was the lightest shade, but I saw that they had Brighten Up that looked to be even lighter, so I did go ahead and pick that up. I considered getting a backup of Doomy, but I was like, I don't need it. For my eyebrows, my brow balance is gone. It's either been cleaned or I never unpacked it or what. I actually don't know where my brow balance went. It's floating around somewhere. Either I find it or I don't. Thankfully, it's pretty cheap on YesStyle, so I have to if I have to repurchase it, I will. But in the meantime, I'm just going to use this Too Faced pomade in a pencil. I tried to scroll it up to see how much was left, only to realize you can't scroll it back down, so I will stop now. I don't think I have too much left. I'm definitely at least 60% through with this, but it is so pigmented, I never use very much in one sitting. What the heck? I'm trying not to make them too terribly thick. Obviously, that is highly subjective. If your eyebrows grow down, you know the struggle. Okay, I'm going to take a brush instead of a spoolie and see if I can just tidy up these edges a little bit. They look a little bit messy. I think that's okay, right? It looks fine, right? I did do a naughty and I went to Selfridges. Prada was on sale at Selfridges and I've really wanted one specific thing from them for a while. I do want to try the foundation, but the problem is I don't like buying foundations off of Selfridges unless I know for sure what my shade will be, because of the fact that you can't just return makeup on Selfridges. And because of the fact that Prada is going to be coming to Sephora, I am okay with paying a higher price knowing that I can make sure it's my right shade. I do want to try the foundation. I've heard many good things about it, but hopefully it comes to a Sephora store somewhere. I will eventually need to go to Charlotte again, so if it comes in store to Sephora and they decide that the Sephoras in my area are too poor to carry Prada, I'm sure the Charlotte one will have it eventually. So that is on my list, but it's not really a super high priority because I really do want to be able to test it out in person before anything else. However, I definitely wasn't going to say no to this really beautiful quad. You can see the logo, very industrial packaging, definitely on brand. There was one pleated skirt I really wanted from Prada, but like it's one of those like pipe dreams, right? Where it's like joke, like me thinking I can have Prada, what a funny joke kind of a situation. So if you open it, you see the inside component can be removed. You can also buy the refills individually, so like you could save money by just buying the refills, stick a magnet on the bottom, pop it into a magnetic palette, and you're good to go. You can do that to save money. And when Prada first dropped on Selfridges, actually a lot of the refills sold out first because there were a lot of people wanting to save money by just buying the refills and ignoring the components, which is completely fine. So you do what you want. There are these dinky little applicators. I've actually noticed that high-end foam tip applicators are super soft and don't scratch up your eye, so I love saving these for lower lash line work, so I will be putting these to the side. And then here are the very beautiful colors. I usually am not one for uneven sized pans, but the total use of space here with no wasted space and the fact that it is looking exactly like the Prada logo makes it look really good to me. I do not mind this at all. Plus, the shades you use the most are the largest, and the shades you will use presumably the least is the smallest. And in this case, with the smallest shade being black, definitely does not need to be a very large pan. So very happy with that. As you can see here, you see if I push on it how this is lifting, so you can indeed pop it out. What you do, the back has this hole, you can pop it out right here. All around, just really great, super functional, very beautiful. Fingerprint central, the packaging for sure, but that's okay. Back with the information is a sticker. I do like a good silver. I don't think I can call myself as much of a silver aficionado as Teresa is Dead is, but I will not say no to a palette when I see a drop dead gorgeous silver. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this on a slightly denser fluffy brush that has kind of a flatter shape to it. LBE2 brush. I am kind of currently not really supporting Lunar Beauty just because of the fact that Manny seems to be so closely associated with James Charles. But that's not going to stop me from using the brushes because I already spent my money on them and they are nice and it would be such a waste for me to throw them out. So I am going to keep using the brushes, but I'm kind of on a break from his brand right now. I'm not really sure what to do necessarily with products I have from brands that I'm kind of on break from. Like, I don't mind using them off camera, but I have moments where I want to film videos using them, but without maybe showing what they are. But even if I don't show what they are, like, somebody is still going to ask and be like, hey, what's that? Or if I were to use it without saying what it is, some of them are so recognizable you'd know instantly anyways, so I'm not really so sure how to reconcile that. Because I've had moments where I'm like, oh darn, this one product would have been perfect for this look, but then I'm not so sure how to fit it in or not. So you can see that this is a satin gray with warm brown undertones, so it is actually super, super flattering. I'm kind of iffy on most grays. I don't like to wear straight gray a lot because on my olive undertones it can actually pull super green. Okay, so I forgot to press record again, so I don't know how much I lost. But basically I'm using this black. I'm using it on the same brush as what I applied the base layer with so that it can stay a little bit more sheer. I don't really want to like smash on black on my eyelids. I'm just using this to add depth. And so far it is applying and blending really easily, which is great. I'm not usually one to go for luxury eyeshadows because luxury eyeshadows are usually a total ripoff. I had heard some really good things about Prada's formula, so that's why I did go for this one. I also have heard amazing things about the YSL quads, so, and especially after Jen Phelps finally caved and got one and gave her stamp of approval, I was like, okay, I definitely want to get one now, so I have it on my Sephora loves list. I'm probably going to wait for the spring sale though, or just whenever I have a random coupon, or if I get to the Rouge Reward gift card, which may actually happen soon because I need to re-up on my Solwasu First Care Activating Serum. Okay, I really like how this looks so far. This reminds me of like a better version of the Guerlain Imperial Moon. In terms of Guerlain quads, I still do have some on my Sephora, on my Selfridges loves list. They are a lot cheaper on Selfridges, which is why I prefer to buy them from there. The one and only one that I tried though, I wasn't necessarily super pleased with was Imperial Moon. The one that I want is the warmer one, the one that's like super burnt brown. It kind of reminds me of that Charlotte Tilbury All Matte Desert one that was super limited edition that I missed, and I kind of regret not getting it, but I didn't have money at the time, so whatever. But here is Imperial Moon. It kind of gives me the same vibes as that, of course minus the pop of yellow. But I did not really like this. I felt like I could, or at the very least, this is not a complete palette to me at all. I feel like this one is super, super meh because this actually shows up. This is actually nice. This, and I'm gonna try the silver, we'll see what happens. And then there's yellow for interest. So I feel like this is definitely way better. Anyways, I'm going to take the silver, picks up really well. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Definitely much more finer particle size. It's not gonna look like a foiled metal shade. It's gonna look just like an extremely bright reflective shimmer. This reminds me of the Byredo silver. I mean, obviously I'm filming this at like, for once I'm actually filming at a pretty good time of day. I'm filming at 4 p.m. so I will be able to get a full wear test out of this out of these palette shadows, and I'll be able to mention how it went. Definitely still not going to give off the same finish as the silver from Sultry, just because that one was much more of a thicker actual like foiled shade. This is not foiled, if you get what I mean. I should make a video talking about shimmer finishes sometime. It was going to happen and then it never did, but maybe someday. There are other Prada quads I kind of was interested in, but they would have like 2 or 3 colors I would like, and then I wouldn't like the other 1 or 2. So I ended up deciding not to get any of the other ones because I want to get one where it's like I like all the colors. So this is going to be my look so far. I really like how this is turning out. This is so pretty. I feel like because of the pop of yellow and because of the fact that there's a black, this would be a really great companion to like glue onto the end of the Byredo palette, and it would really greatly expand your options. Just because I have it out, I am gonna, because I feel like these two also could kind of complement each other really well. I'm going to make like the most expensive eye look I've ever done, what feels like. I'm gonna go into this shade here from the Guerlain Imperial Moon. It doesn't do anything. Like, I put it on and I'm like, what, where is it? I don't see it. I don't understand this quad at all, but I'm gonna take the same shade on the lower lash line. See, it'll probably show up a little bit more on the lower lash line. Like, this shimmer shade is literally the exact same color as my skin. So maybe this isn't necessarily a bad palette. Maybe it's just bad for me. The silver shade in here is a lot more of like a sparkly kind of topper compared to the one in the Prada. So I'll use that on the inner corner, I guess. Yeah, the silver in this quad was actually super pretty. You can see compared to the Prada one how it has a little bit more sparkle to it. Yeah, you can see especially here on the inner corner how it's so sparkly. The black in here is not bad. I actually do like using the black to darken up other colors because it is such a soft black. Like, it can be used in a very soft way and it has a nice satin feel to it. I'm going to do my lashes off camera. I'm just probably gonna do mascara. I'll do my lashes off camera. I'll be back to finish off this makeup look. Okay, so this is going to be my finished eyes. As you can see, I did end up just doing mascara. I just was feeling kind of lazy, so I used, for my lower eyelashes, I'm just using this Estee Lauder mascara. This is the one, I don't know if I mentioned yet, the video may not be up yet, but basically my mom got a bunch of holiday skincare sets and other things for her relatives in China because they all want brand name stuff. You know, it's so expensive in China compared to in America, so my mom just, you know, it's always nice to treat them with something nice that is otherwise a little bit difficult for them to get domestically when it's so easy for us to get in the USA, especially because, you know, brands are constantly on sale these days. So anyways, my mom went crazy buying a ton of holiday sets that were like half off and whatnot, crazy deals, and of course she always gets so many gift with purchases because she's amazing at stacking them, and she pretty much gives them all to me. So she gave this to me, this full-size mascara. I think it's fine. For some reason, despite the wand being narrow, I am constantly getting this on my lower eyelid, on my lower lash line, constantly. I think it might just be because it's like this, it's like spikier than I anticipate. I don't know, but I'm always making such a mess, but it does look okay. It's not like the best mascara I've ever used, but it's pretty good. It does wear really well. And then for my upper eyelashes, because this just does not seem to hold my curl, I'm gonna try some other kinds, and if those don't work, I may just go ahead and just stop trying these, because this used to be so good, but this renewal version really isn't great. I bought this recently, but it turns out Holika Holika has completely discontinued this line, which sucks because this used to be my best mascara ever. I used to love this. So by the time I finally got a restock, it turns out this is already dried out in the tube before I even opened it because it must just be old. So I was able to revive it with some Duraline from Inglot. If you want to revive mascaras, if it's waterproof and does not have water in the ingredient list, you can use Duraline, but if it is not waterproof and you look in the ingredient list and you see water, do not use Duraline. It will not work, okay? You can use, for example, Lethal Cosmetics, the Catalyst will work with mascaras that actually have water in them. It is usable now, but certainly nowhere near its glory days, so I'm just going to continue to use this as a base. I do think I'm missing a little bit of eyeliner. I think some eyeliner will really help take this to the next level, so and I haven't gotten through my eyeliner collection yet. Well, I've gone through like half of my eyeliner collection, so most of my eyeliners I do still have access to, which is good. Yeah, I'm gonna use the Shiseido MicroLiner Ink. I actually don't really like this range, which sucks because I got like a whole bunch of colors only to find out that they're really not that great. I was really let down by that because Shiseido usually absolutely knocks it out of the park. So this is in the shade Black 01. I think if you want some kind of long-wearing eyeliner formula from Shiseido, you're actually better off getting the Kajal Ink Artist. The only thing is that those do not stay in the waterline at all, since obviously they're stick shadows. These will look fine in the winter weather though. They will look fine. It's just that when I wore them when I was in GUERLAIN, like, I know it was humid and it was definitely not friendly of an environment to be wearing makeup in, but there are eyeliners that can hold up to that kind of weather, and this was not one of them, so I was kind of disappointed. I need to get an actual makeup mirror. I am so tired of having the mirror be visible in the camera. I really want to get an actual like mirror with magnification. Instead of trying to do like actual inner corner liner, which is really hard if you have epicanthic folds, just doing this lower part can really help. The epicanthic fold being this line of folded over skin can kind of just act as your inner corner definition. So if you just emphasize it with a little bit of liner, you should be good to go. I haven't worn proper eyeliner with my eyeshadow for a while because whenever I do really colorful looks, I actually find that the eyeliner can kind of cut the look in half and it just doesn't flow. I know, I used to think that I would wear eyeliner all the time, but I actually wear eyeliner a lot less often than I thought I would, which is fine. It's not a bad thing. Okay, I'm gonna just use a toned down color today. So I'm gonna use this shade from the Dominique Cosmetics Transition palette. It has a very slight drop of rose to it, so I think this should work just fine. So this is a very, very brown shade, but it does have a slight hint of pink to it, which is why it's soft and sweet is appropriate. This kind of reminds me of like a Western take on the red bean shade, which has been very trendy lately. I've really been focusing lately on being more mindful of my blush application. I love applying blush, but it is so easy to get for me to just get carried away. I feel like one of the reasons Minsko's makeup looks always turn out looking so different despite all being super simple is because she loves to change up her blush placement, and if you constantly put blush all over your face, then you technically can't ever change your blush placement because you are just putting it everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and continue using this. I'm gonna use Camel up here as my bronzer. My bronzer collection was not put up at all. I'm just gonna use this because I already have it out. And I'm just going to let the blush and the bronzer mix by using the same brush. I don't actually need very much bronzer today because of the fact that I applied a lot of blush. Okay, so that is my complexion makeup. It's definitely not a blush shade I usually go for. It is so subdued, but I think it works really well. Okay, and then the last thing I need for my face obviously is some kind of highlighter. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna use this shade here as a highlighter. This should be fine. Because like I said, it like barely shows up on me, so I think it'll actually ironically make it a really flattering highlighter. Okay, yeah, this is a better highlighter than an eyeshadow. That is actually really funny. Okay, I did find some highlighters that I haven't cleaned yet. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this one, O2 Paradis. I don't know how it's pronounced. Is the S silent? So all that's left is the lips. So I'm going to be filming my Romand Glasting Color Gloss like discussion video right after this, along with like some other random stuff. So I'm gonna pick one of the shades to wear for that. So I'm going to use my Romand lip liner in Dovey Pink, and the reason I'm going to use this is just because it's the one lip liner I haven't cleaned and put away yet. I just was like, let me pick the one shade that I can use with everything else. I'll go with, well no, I don't think I've used I might have used Deepen Moor. I don't think so. I don't know. This is pretty much a dead-on match for the blush shade I used. This is the darker one, so it's going to be the least sheer one as well. I don't know what order I'm putting up all the videos I am filming in, so if I mentioned it already, I do apologize for being repetitive, but the first layer of these is almost clear. They layer really, really well, so if you want the color development to be better, just apply another couple of layers and you'll be good to go. Now you can start seeing the color come through. So this is going to be my finished look. So this is going to be the end of the video here. Very de-emphasized, very simple. I do actually have to go out today. Like I actually do have to like go grocery shopping. I do have an Ulta order. I was going to pick it up yesterday, but the weather was just absolutely disgusting. And tomorrow is like literally the last day. So I actually do need to go pick up my Ulta order. I got one of the Bobbi Brown color balms when they were half off during the Love Your Skin event. I have had this one for several months now. I got this as a gift with purchase a very long time ago, and I've never actually felt any temptation to get the balms on their own because they're so expensive. But then when I got this as a gift with purchase and I started using it, I was like, wait, it's really, really good. So when these were half off for Love Your Skin, I did get 2 more shades. I got the darker shades, so I'm very excited for those. But in the meantime, here is how everything's looking. My hair looks okay, it's just on the drier side, and I do really need to get my bleaching recolored. You can see the color is more or less gone. I really want to get them dyed like a really dark blue this time, but I just have not had time to go and book an appointment at a salon. It's also way more expensive to get my hair done in America. That kind of like that degree of frivolousness, I don't know if I really feel like spending that money right now. But I would love to get my hair dyed, the highlights dyed a dark blue. But anyways, I digress. I don't really have too much else to say. I'm very happy with everything on my face. I hope you guys didn't mind this video. A little bit chaotic, a little bit disorganized, a lot of me looking at my monitor. And so thank you guys so much for watching as always. I do apologize, my upload schedule has been really inconsistent lately. I'm just filming and editing when I can, when I have the energy. Thanks for bearing with me. Take care. Hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.